How? Yo, yo, yo. Great minds think alike. All right, phone. Let's not start autocorrect. You too, Harry. I just ordered some pizza. Little Caesars in the building. Harry and Tweak Pat are here. So that means the show must start. Hopefully, you can hear me. You know, when it comes to Cleveland Browns football, to the end of time and at least till August, all we're going to talk about is quarterbacks, Mike. Mike, Harry, and Tweet Pat. That's all we're going to talk about is quarterbacks until the end of time because the Cleveland Browns are the most popular team when it comes to who is your quarterback going to be this year. And right now, it's Deshaun Watson, Shador Sanders, or Brendan Sorsby. Yes, Brendan Sorsby has entered the chat. How are you feeling? Let me know in the chat. How was your Thursday morning, afternoon, and currently your evening? Brendan Sorsby has now entered the chat. The Cleveland Browns, I will tell you this. The Cleveland Browns media and fan base are infatuated with a new shiny toy when it comes to the quarterback position. I have never seen in my entire life, can we try this quarterback, please, when it comes to the Cleveland Browns? Let's not look to who we have inside the building. Let's just look to see maybe who can we pick. And let's just try and go get them. Because they have never done anything in the NFL, but let's just try them because who cares? Let's do that. That's all we good for in a farm system. At this point, I'm pretty sure they just throw a dart at a board blindfolded for our QB while drunk and tripping. Listen, when you come in, hit that like button. If you're new, hit that subscribe, turn on all your notifications. Before we get into Brendan Sorsby, right now, if you had to think, who do you think is going to start if your feet was to the fire? Would it be Deshaun Watson or would it be Shador Sanders? Let me know. My mic sounds like static. Oh, God, no. I don't know. My mic sounds like static. Does everybody else have static for my mic? Does everybody else have static for my mic? Hold on. Does everybody else have static for my mic? Mic check 1, 2. Does everybody else have static for my mic? Hold on. Hold, please. Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2. Mic check. Mic check 1, 2. Mic check. Still static now. I want Sanders, and yes, static is there. Do you still have static? You say Sanders. Want and believe, Tweak Pat. Do you believe it's going to be Sanders as well? I want Sanders too, but what do you believe if your feet was to the fire? Because I've already told you, I believe it's going to be Deshaun Watson if you put my feet to the fire. Sounds better, Casey? Thank you. I'm not going to move. I'm going to keep my hands right here. Before we get into Brendan Sorsby, if I put my feet to the fire, I believe it's going to be Deshaun Watson as of today. But we got a lot of football from July and August. Let me touch on Brendan Sorsby for a second. And what I don't understand when it comes to Cleveland Browns media and Cleveland Browns fans, the infatuation with Brendan Sorsby, I really don't get it. Number one, why I don't get it is because the off-field stuff, the gambling. So he placed over 9,000 wagers totaling at least $90,000 over a 4-year period while he was in college, making underage bets and placing at least 40 wagers on Indiana football in 2022. I'm going to stop you right there. Take away Brendan Sorsby and enter in Shador Sanders' name. If that was Shador Sanders, what would the discourse be right now? If that was Shador Sanders doing all of that, why is he playing football? Why is he on this team? People would be losing their minds. But what I see is a bunch of excuses being made. Well, I mean, it's okay. Everybody gambles. He made a mistake. That's what we're doing now. We are moving the goalposts. I see people bringing up Deshaun Watson. Well, I mean, Deshaun Watson's playing football. That is not the point. The point of the matter is this. People want to make a gamble on Brendan Sorsby, give up capital. We have finally earned these picks. We have earned these picks that everybody wanted and they coveted. And we want to waste it on Brendan Sorsby instead of giving, a quarterback who actually has played in the NFL, played 7 games, Shedeur Sanders. Let's see what he has. And then if he doesn't do good, there are quarterbacks that are actually probably better than him. Arch Manning, Dante Moore, just to name a 2. If you want to go and get another quarterback, I don't understand it. I will never get it. We just want to try different quarterbacks every single year. Let's go ahead and waste capital on Brendan Sorsby, a 2nd-round pick. I wouldn't waste a 2nd, a 1st, a 3rd, a 3-legged raccoon running a turtle race. I don't get it, but that's just me. Maybe I'm tripping. Would you want to take a gamble on Mr. Sorsby and throw him into this quarterback race when that supplemental draft goes on later in the summer? How are you doing, Cheryl? Is my mic still okay? I believe it will be Sanders. Who Kara? I think Mike's meant to say cares there. A gambler like that isn't going to stop, and it hurts the integrity of the game. Could you imagine him being on your team? You would have to think deep down inside in your tum-tum, right? Hit that like button when you come in. Deep down inside in your tum-tum. When he throws a pick. Wait a minute. I wonder if he bet against us this game. Not saying that's what he did. Not saying that's what he's going to do. Maybe he's a changed human being. Everybody can change, right? Everybody has the ability to change. But in the back of your mind, that's probably something that you will be thinking. When the throw is just egregious. It's like, wait a minute. He's not that bad. Is he placing a bet? That's what people would think. I am just saying. I know that's what I would think. But that's just me. Knowing the Browns, Gabriel will start for us. I'll tell you this. I'm actually interested to see what Dylan Gabriel looks like in the preseason. With the limited snaps that he has had, because you have seen camp, you have seen the quarterback tracker. He hasn't had many snaps at all along with Green. Them two, I tell you right now, I could bet a farm on it. They will not be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, Harry. I will bet my liver. Hit that, my liver. Hit that like button when you come in. Hit the subscribe. Turn on all of your notifications. Now let's get back to the quarterbacks to me that really matter. Who I think is going to matter. I don't think the Browns, if I had to put a bet on it, no pun intended, I don't think they're going to take a swing at Brendan Sorsby. I think they're going to stick with what they got. They're going to keep those picks that they have earned. And if they have to use it on a quarterback, they're going to go with one of the quarterbacks that come out of next year's draft, which I hope they don't have to use it on a quarterback. But let's go back to the 2 quarterbacks that we have. We've been talking about all summer long, all spring long. Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders. They're the talk of the town. If, and I say if, it's neck and neck. Come late July, you have to go with Shedeur Sanders, and here's why. This is the reason why you have to go with Shedeur Sanders, and if you agree with me, let me know. The Browns are not winning anything this year substantially, like Super Bowl, anything like that. If you believe they are, you are a hometown fan, and I love you for it. The moment they shipped Myles Garrett away, and that's my headphones going to town. The moment they shipped Myles Garrett away is the moment they told you the Super Bowl aspirations were going out the window and they're trying to see what they have in their young players. That let me know, well, Deshaun Watson, my good sir, you are the veteran on the team, but they don't believe the Super Bowl is in chase and they are now going the younger route. They're trying to get young. They're trying to get picks. So if it is close, it's nip and tuck. You go with the young Shedeur Sanders and you see what he has. And if it is nip and tuck, that tells me, Deshaun Watson, that you're not good enough to beat out Shedeur Sanders, who's only played 7 NFL games. So why would we go with you when we understand the mission? The mission is to see what our future could be and see if number 2 could be for us before we go into the 2027 draft. That is my viewpoint on Deshaun and Shedeur, if it is nip and tuck, if it's tight, going into late July training camp for the Cleveland Browns. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Night. What is night? Night. Do you not agree with me? Let me know. I'll write that one. I give them 4 games before Sanders starts. So you think Shedeur? I can't even talk. So you think that Deshaun is going to start for 4 games, Harry? Is that what you're saying in the comments? You think Deshaun Watson is going to start 4 games before Sanders gets his shot? Man, that would be very disheartening. We've already ate Watson's pay for how many years? 2021. Going on 4 years now? Why even bother trying him one last year? Sanders makes sense for current and future games. Yes, sir. In that scenario, Harry, in your scenario, let's see the Browns schedule here. If we go with Harry's scenario, 4 games that he is going to start, Deshaun Watson. If we look at the Browns scenario, for 4 games for Cleveland, that would look like Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, Panthers, Steelers, and then Shedeur Sanders gets the Fighting New York Jets. Maybe. Not bad. Not what I would want. That would make September 20th, Deshaun Watson versus Baker Mayfield. You could run a lot of promo for that. The one that replaced Cleveland Browns' last hope. The one that took them to the playoffs. You could market that well. But I would rather it be Shedeur Sanders versus Baker Mayfield. I think that's a lot more marketable. You guys let me know if that's Harry's scenario. Going against the Jets, Shedeur Sanders could win that football game. But I would rather just be Shedeur throughout all 17 football games for the Fighting Cleveland Browns. Gotta go, Dad. Fingers crossed for Sanders. $100. There was a rapper once named Puff Daddy, said it's all about the Benjamins. You may have heard about him. And Tweak Pat is all about the Benjamins.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Appreciate you, Tweak Pat. Thank you, sir. You go, Dad. Thank you for that $100 grenade in the chat. Speaking of training camp coming up in July, spring ball is over. Who's been impressing in spring ball? They said Shedeur Sanders is impressed. They said his processing has gotten a lot faster. They haven't said he's a computer. He's not Dylan Gabriel. He's not a computer. He doesn't have the processing speed of a Mac or anything like that. But they also have said Denzel Boston has looked very good. But the sleeper that nobody is talking about, nobody's really talking about, is Isaiah Bond. Everybody's talking about Denzel Boston, KC Concepcion, but nobody's talking about Isaiah Bond. He came on last year. You could argue he was the best wide receiver. Harold Fan is a tight end. Tweak Pat left with 10 gifty wifties. Goodness gracious. And I did change the gifty wifty gif. Thank you, Tweak Pat. 10 gifty wifties. My guy. 10 gifty wifties for Tweak Pat. And a $100 grenade. And we only have one person like the stream. What do I gotta do to get a like around here? Do I gotta do CPR on myself? 1 like. Prayer Warrior, Polar Bear, Alexander, Jet, Sergeant King, that one guy, Guardian, Noah. I don't think anybody is in here that just got a gifty wifty from Tweak Pat. Do you think Judy will be traded? You just named our starting 3. That's a good question. You know what? I'll tell you this. My same scenario that I gave for Deshaun Watson, I would put Judy on notice too. Listen, we're going into The young route scenario. Deshaun Watson is on notice, right? Like I said, if it's nip and tuck for Deshaun Watson with Shedeur Sanders, I would say the same thing for Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy last year for the Browns, I'm pretty sure he had the most drops. I don't have the stat, I don't have the facts, but I'm pretty sure he had the most drops on the Browns last year. If the big three of Isaiah Bond, Denzel Boston, and KC Concepcion start to ball out, Jerry Jeudy could be the odd man out because he is the veteran on the team. And Andrew Berry is showing, I will trade anybody at this point in time. If Myles Garrett could be traded, Harry. Tweet Pat's gone. I don't know who else is in here right now. There's 11 of you. If Myles Garrett could be traded, I know Selmo's not here, but he is now a member. Anybody can be traded, Harry. So to answer your question, I think he could be traded if he's not playing well. They've got 3 young receivers. All right? Jerry Jeudy, there could be a veteran team. I mean, a team that's winning that may take a shot at him. Let's get another pick. Let's get all the picks we can get. You're on notice. Now, I do think this is going to happen with Jerry Jeudy. You guys may want to yell at me for saying this. I do think this could happen. I think Jerry Jeudy could sense pressure because these young guys are balling out in camp. Everybody has pride. Everybody wants to show they're the best at what they do. A year before, Jerry Jeudy, we all thought, wait a minute, maybe he's a number 1. He had that game against Denver with Jameis Winston where he had 200 plus yards against his old team and he was balling out. And then last year, we don't know what happened to Jerry Jeudy. Maybe, just maybe, these young guys could put a fire up under Jerry Jeudy and he turns into that receiver we saw the year before. I can see that happening too with Jerry Jeudy. So don't yell at me for saying that, but I wouldn't be shocked if we get that end of the spectrum with Jerry Jeudy. As much as I got on him last year, doing the Chris Brown and fumbling the football, doing that little hezzy dance for no reason, I also could see Jerry Jeudy turning back to the year before and actually balling out to make sure he is that guy. Don't throw eggs at me. His one play where he was showing off before he scored, that's when I said trade him. What up, Tribe? How you doing, man? Hit that like when you come in. Greatly appreciated. We're talking about training camp. If you just missed it, I talked about Brendan Sorsby and how I don't care. I don't care. I don't want him. I don't see the reason why. I wouldn't waste any future capital when we have 2 quarterbacks fighting out for the position. You roll with the 2. Whoever is the 1, the other is the backup, and vice versa. I would not waste anything. You save your draft picks for the upcoming draft. You have talked about this upcoming draft since the beginning of time. This is supposed to be the draft for quarterbacks if you need one. Why go and waste a pick on Brendan Sorsby? Now, listen, I have never watched him play, okay? I am a true person. I have never watched him play, but I did see some numbers. When Brendan Sorsby and Shedeur Sanders went up 1-on-1. Now, the numbers don't tell the story. I'm not saying these numbers tell the story of who's the better quarterback because you don't know situations, you don't know players, you don't know all of that. So these numbers don't tell you who's the better quarterback. But the head-to-head matchup, and my headphones keep falling off my head, Brendan Sorsby versus Shedeur Sanders, October 26, 2024. Brendan Sorsby was 16 of 30, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. And he had 48 rushing yards. Not bad. Shedeur Sanders, 25 of 30, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and Colorado won 34-23. Now, I understand Shedeur Sanders had Travis Hunter. He may have had the better players, but that's just in a microscope of the head-to-head matchup. Shedeur Sanders got the better of Brendan Sorsby. So if somebody comes to me, and the reason why they want Brendan Sorsby because he's a better prospect than Shedeur Sanders, I don't know about that. Just going off those numbers, but I know that doesn't tell you the whole story. but it gives you a little piece of information if you just want to look at their head-to-head matchup. But once again, just roll with Shedeur, just roll with Deshaun Watson if I had my pick. Now, a lot of people is not talking about the defense right now. It's really about the quarterback. But unfortunately, I think the defense is going to take a slide back this year. Why would I think that? Well, let's see. There's going to be a player that's not going to be on our defense this year. I forget his name. He was a really good defensive player. He won a couple of defensive player of the years. He broke the sack record. Oh yeah, his name is Myles Garrett, and he's not going to be here. Now I understand they got Jared Verse. I get it, but I think our defense is going to take a step back this year, and that's going to make a difference. Our offense, I think, is going to be a little better, but our defense, I think, is going to be a little worse, and we don't have Jim Schwartz. I think that's going to make a difference too. So that defense, at times where it was stifling, and then at times it had its who me moments, I think collectively is going to be a little worse than the past couple of years. Honestly, should be a better year. We fixed our OL. We got receivers. We addressed our issues from last year. Biggest difference is, can Verse replace Garrett? And the answer to that, and you might have typed that as soon as I was talking, is no. And that's not a shot at Jared Verse. It's no disrespect. There is not one player the Browns could have traded for that can replace Myles Garrett. That is impossible to replace Myles Garrett. That's like on the offensive side of the football, and you have Justin Jefferson or a Jamar Chase, and you trade him for another receiver, and you say, go ahead and replace Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. Excuse me. That is just unfair to ask that person to do that. So no, Myles Garrett is irreplaceable. Now, will he be able to do some things? Yes. Will he get sacks? Yes. But Myles Garrett is irreplaceable. It ain't happening. What up, Scott? Hopefully you hit the like when you come in. It'd be greatly appreciated so much. Tweak Pat left with a $100 grenade and 10 gifty wifties and met the donation goal. Hopefully you're doing good, Scott. We're talking about the thing that is talked about every day in Browns Talk, the quarterback position. But I am talking about the defense per se, and that one hole that is being left in Myles Garrett. So I think our defense is going to take a slide backwards. What do you guys think? Lovey Marie is gone because she knew I was going to take a poll, but I'm still going to take a poll. And the poll is going to be, will our defense be worse than last year? Simple poll, simple question. But I don't think I spelled defense right. There is no spell check on YouTube. They make you use your school. I didn't say Q&A. I said a poll. What in the world? Hold on. Start a poll. My bad. Do you think our defense will be worse than last year? I want all 14 of you to vote. All 14 of you. I want to see votes. Can we just call it now Rams for the Super Bowl? It depends, Harry. Will they stay healthy? You have Matt Stafford, who's an older quarterback, right? Myles Garrett sometimes gets ouchy throughout the year, but he plays through it because he is a tough cat. Devontae Adams, he has his little knickknacks throughout the season. He had a hammy last year that he missed some time. So can the Rams stay healthy? I think if they're healthy, 100% healthy, they're going to the Super Bowl. I think they'll go. But they have to stay healthy. That is the key, Harry. They have to stay healthy. Got time today. What up, my brother? Where have you been? And did you hit the like button? Got time today? How are you doing? We still have some pieces. We do have some pieces. Since Myles Garrett is gone, who is our best defensive player? Put him in the chat. Since Myles Garrett is gone, who is our best defensive player now? Who is it? Is it Carson Schesswinger? Is it Denzel Ward? Is it Grant Delpit? Who is our best defensive player now since Myles Garrett is gone? Is it Jared Verse? Who is our best defensive player? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Who's our best defensive player? Is it Carson? Is it Myles? I'm sorry, not Myles. Is it Jared? Is it Denzel? Is it Grant Delpit? Is it Mason Graham? Is it somebody I can't think of? Who is our best defensive player now that Myles Garrett is not here? Put it in the chat. We still have pieces. How you define worse? I define worse as, let me see. Hold on. I got you. Let me find the answer to my question that I'm looking for. Really? Do you think we'll give up more than 22.3 points per game? I would define that as worse or better. If we give up that many points per game? I thought we gave up less than that. Could it be Verse, Schesswinger? Sure you don't know? Out of respect, I'm going Denzel Ward. And then I'll go Carson. Out of respect, I'll go Denzel Ward, and then I'll go Carson. How did we give up 22 points? You know what? I think some of those is because the offense gave up points too. So I think that's kind of skewed because it doesn't count when the offense gives up points. You know, those short fields the offense gives up. So that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense too. I'm not going to go solely off points. I'm going to go off the eye test too. It has to be eye test as well, Harry. I'm not going to go just off points because that's skewed. You have turnovers where you have a short field. You have pick sixes that goes against the defense. So I'm not just going to go off points. I'm going to go off eye test as well. I'm going to go Denzel Ward as being the best player on defense. Then I'll go Carson, just out of respect for Denzel Ward. When Denzel Ward misses games, you feel it. You feel the pain in that defensive backfield. So I'm going to go Denzel Ward, then I'm going to go Carson. Because Carson Schesswinger, he shut me up. When they got him, I was like, oh my God, what are we doing? Because I wanted a receiver and a running back when he was picked. But my God, he is a stud. I can't pick Verse because I haven't seen him play a down yet in Cleveland. So to me, by default, I can't pick him. I understand why you pick him, just plugging him in Myles' position. But I'm going to go Denzel Ward, and that's my final answer. That's my final answer. When is training camp? July what? Does anybody know by heart? I could just Google it, but I was going to see if any of you guys knew off the top of your head. I could Google it. When does Browns training camp start? There we go. I know it's July, but July what? The end of July. Thank you, AI. That didn't help me at all. Didn't give me an exact date. The end of July. All right. Late July. So we got a whole month before training camp starts. So we got a whole month, chat, of quarterback talk. Besides QB, where is a weak point as of right now? Well, listen, and you're probably going to yell at me. You're probably going to yell at me, but that is okay. You're going to yell at me, but that is okay. Until I see it, until I actually see them play on the field, they're still rookies. They have only played in shorts and a helmet. Until I see them play on the field against NFL defensive backs, I am going to say receivers until I see them play. Until I see them play. I know. But what do you mean? Listen, they ain't played against NFL people yet. On paper, we look like we're stronger at receiver, but I need to see them first. Lovey Marie, vote on the poll, Lovey. I need to see it first. On paper, we're strong, but I need to see it first. I can't just with my eyes closed say now we have the second best receivers in the AFC North behind Cincinnati until I see them play football because we had to upgrade. And second, I'm going to say the line. I need to see the line block. You know what? I'm going to flip-flop that. I'm going to put the line first and then receivers. I need to see the line block first. Yes, we upgraded the line, but they ain't played a game yet. I need to see it. Just because we went out there and got players, I need to see them play first before I say the job is complete. So I'm going to go offensive line first, and then I want to go receivers. I know we went and we upgraded people, but I ain't seen them play yet. What if the line still stinks? Then what are we going to do? That's right. Throw eggs in my face if you want, but I need to see the line. I need to see the improved line actually block, and then I need to see the receivers go do work before I give them a satisfactory. And then I got to see Jared Verse, man. I got to see what is going to happen now that Myles Garrett is gone. How is that going to affect the defensive line? How is that going to affect the pass rush? What do you guys say? In AB, you trust? I will never trust AB because of what he did to Nick Chubb. What he did to Nick Chubb, I will never trust him. Never. What do you guys say? What is your weak point? What is your weak point? You said besides quarterback. Denzel Boston, Offensive Rookie of the Year? Hope you're right, man. Hope you're right. He looks good in camp, though. He looks good in camp. I'll give you that. Looks good. Looks good. What do you think? What do you think is the weakest besides quarterback? Does anybody have a weak, or y'all just wanted me to answer that question? Y'all just wanted me? Y'all just put me on Front Street? Is that what that was? Y'all just put me on Front Street? Just me? I'll tell you this, though, while I wait for you guys to answer. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It will be a travesty. A travesty. It will be a travesty if Deshaun Watson starts at quarterback at the beginning of the year. And I mean a travesty. And this is not disrespect to Deshaun Watson. It is just going to be an absolute waste of time. An absolute waste of time if he is a starting quarterback. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. We all understand what Deshaun Watson is. He's not the Houston Texans Deshaun Watson. He is the Cleveland Browns Deshaun Watson, who has just not been what we thought he would be. It will be an absolute travesty if the Browns waste time and start Deshaun Watson. That's my public service announcement. I'm scared to say it. I don't see a weak point besides QB. Really? I'm saving my judgment until game 3. With 95 gone and a new voice, there should be a significant difference on that field. I agree. Angry Will. It's going to happen. We all know it. You know it. You know what, Harry? And you know what? Another public service announcement. Deshaun Watson is going to be the starting quarterback come September. Book it. It's going to happen. And the main reason is money. Dollar bill. The owner of the Cleveland Browns is not going to sit a $40 million quarterback on the bench. It's just not going to happen. If he is fully healthy, he is going to trot out on that football field come September. Cleveland Browns fans, I'm telling you right now, just get ready for it. My headphones fell off. I'm just going to keep them that way. I am really getting ready to deal with it. My heart is crumbling right now, but money is going to be the main factor. You can say the QB competition is going to be a part of it too, but the money is going to be the major reason why Deshaun Watson starts out there. When you are making $40 million and your counterpart's making like $2 million something, it's an easy decision to make. Deshaun Watson is going to trot out there in September, He's going to be the starting quarterback. He looks good in helmet and the shorts. He looks good in training camp. But then once the pads come on, the lights are on, and everybody's running at 100% miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, whatever that was supposed to mean, everything breaks apart. And then we see what we usually seen, a bunch of malarkey and travesty come September. Yeah, the quarterback, if it is Watson. But yeah, that's all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody for coming out here. We got 20 in the building, 8 likes, 10 new members. We met our donation goal. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I don't know. I don't think the Browns are going to go after Brendan Sorsby. I said that, but I don't know. I really don't know. The Browns do things that just make you scratch your head, so I'm not going to guarantee they're not going to do it, but I just don't believe they will. Keep your notifications on. I appreciate every single one of you. If you're a member, the Q&A for the members is up. I will record that sometime tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, yes. I'll record that sometime tomorrow, probably tomorrow evening, to give a couple more people time to get their questions in. I want to, my B-Day is in July. All right. I want to just say thanks to everybody for giving me the support for all these years. So that's all I got. That was a tough observation to see, but I agree. Thank you, Angry Will. That's all I got for you. Be safe. Have a good evening. Have a good weekend. Until next time, it's all love. Peace.